Hey there, folks. Chief Meteorologist Austin Bowling here in the Texas Weather Lab. Watching severe weather developing here across southwest Oklahoma. I've got a concerning storm here for Walters. Again, if you are in Walters, if you are in Hewlin, north of Temple, anybody east of I-44 and right along Highway 53. Uh, Again, the reflectivity is really picking up on this, and we're seeing things starting to turn. We're noticing that this is more of a supercell, and again, this is all by itself. So it's got all the ingredients to work with here. It's just to the east of the boundary, so it is going to have a lot to work with here. So again, I'm focused right now on Cotton County. If you're joining me from Lawton, Duncan, Frederick, anywhere else, uh, I'll get to that in just a second, but I just want to hop in here. If you know anybody in Walters, Central Cotton County, make sure you get on the horn with them and let them know we need to get outside. I don't know if there's any sports or activities going on out there. Any of my folks that are down there, the Cotton County Emergency Manager, City Manager in Walters, make sure you guys are huddling in here. No tornado warning on this. I'm going to hop over to the velocity. And again, we are starting to see some rotation here. So you notice this area in red is heading away. This area in green is heading towards. Now, it's not extremely tight and condensed just yet, but again, it could possibly head that way. So this is a developing supercell, and it is tracking towards the Walters area. So again, if you know anybody in Walters, I want them inside and away from the windows as this storm continues to intensify and begin to try and organize itself as it moves off towards the northeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. So I'm going to draw a new track here, and let's see if we can. That is the wrong one. So let me delete that. Let's go back to the type here. So this is going to be the cellular storm, 30 miles an hour. All right. So draw this off towards the northeast. It's been a little while since I've done severe weather coverage, so we're trying our best to get back in the rhythm of things here, guys. So apologize, bear with me. Want to make sure I get everybody in line here, heading up towards Hewlin and towards the Walters area. So there we go. Didn't draw it anyways. So there we go. Okay, Walter's going to be coming up here around 6:30, so 6:28 to be more exact. So that is going to be coming up here in about 13 to 15 minutes. That's what we're looking for there with that storm. It's trying to organize here, heading straight for Walters. So everybody in Walters, east of I-44 and right along Highway 53 needs to be taking shelter here right now. All right, Chris, are you streaming somewhere? If you are, do you want to share your link? I can get you up here, and you can keep chatting through here if you want. So again, this storm here, if you're just joining for Cotton County, is heading quickly off towards the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Let me zoom out here. Let me go back to the reflectivity view, and you can see just that hook. And there is probably some large hail here. Again, I need you inside and away from the windows with this. There's now warned for ping pong ball size hail. I wouldn't be surprised to see that go larger. It's a possibility there of golf ball size hail coming into downtown Walters. Unfortunately, my camera has had some issues there in downtown Walters, trying to work out an issue with the parent company of the actual camera, and I'm unable to get a good view into Walters right now. So I'm kicking myself on that, but I'm trying to get the best information that we can. So if you have any reports and you can safely relay what's happening in these locations, please let me know. Off towards the north, we do have some severe weather up into the northern part of Caddo and Grady County that is heading towards Oklahoma City, including Minco, Tuttle, and the Oklahoma City airport. Okay. That again is the possibility of golf ball size hail heading into the southwest side of Oklahoma City. So if you have any family up there, southern, western, northwestern sides of Oklahoma City, just know that things are getting a little hairy up there as well. Cash, you're noticing some rain, Pecan Valley, noticing some rain too. Again, this is just a heavier downpour heading towards the West Range, heading towards Medicine Park. This is not a severe storm. It is just some heavier rain, but the storm here heading towards Walters definitely is ramping up in intensity. We still have more storms out here into northern parts of Texas, so Baylor and Wilbarger County, Texas. We're going to be watching these storms coming across and heading towards Davidson, US 70, maybe even Grandfield, the Hollister, Loveland area, and eventually towards Chattanooga over the next hour or so. These storms are moving. They've got 2-inch size hail that's possible with them, and they are moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So these are going to be moving quite quickly. Okay. So these are going to come up on us in a hurry. So let's edit this one real quick. That's going to be 50 miles an hour for this one. Okay. Draw this one off towards the northeast. That's going in this direction here. So this is going to be more Tillman, Western Comanche County with this one. So eyeing Frederick closer to 7:15, Davidson at 7:02. Chatty, if this holds on for you, 7:30, and Manitou at around 7:25. Snyder up at the top of the screen is going to be closer to about 7:40. So that would roughly be, we're looking, if it holds on, western parts of Lawton would be closer to 7:50. Okay, Jacob, and I know a lot of folks are asking about what Lawton is looking for. Well, this storm down here in Cotton County is heading more towards Hewlin and Central High. The storm here down in northwest Texas is looking to head more towards the Tillman County area. April, Bethany, okay. Let me check up there. I know western sides of the city. Okay, we're up here. Bethany. So this storm here, this storm over Union City is trending towards Bethany. So this storm right here, golf ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, April. So again, not anything. Well, it is a rotating storm. All of these that have hail are going to be rotating storms, but I'm not seeing anything that is imminent as far as a tornado here. Yeah, nothing like that. But this is a hailstorm, April, heading towards Bethany in Oklahoma City. So definitely inside and away from the windows with that one. It is heading towards Bethany here within the next 20 to 30 minutes. How does it look for Geronimo? JC asking about the storm coming up here. The one that's coming up through Walters is going to stay mostly to your south and east. Okay, so you are seeing some heavier rain in Geronimo right now. This is heavier rain that's going to be heading towards Letitia, but the core of this storm is heading right towards Walters and eventually towards the Hewlin area. Brittany's asking about Duncan. Looks like, again, this will be close to Duncan. Let's put this, again, this probably has increased the speed a little bit as well. So still moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. So let's put a new track on this. Put a linear path and back down to 30. Okay. Then let's draw this. Okay. Put it in the direction of, so this is going to be Walters right now. Hewlin is coming up soon at 6:49. Oil City at 7:03. Central High at 7:11. Marlow at 7:24. So Duncan, this is going to be probably the bypass heading on the west side of town, if not the western and northern sides of town. So I'd put that right about 7:10, 7:05, 7:10. Melody was asking about Bray, Marlow and Bray. I have that again coming up here around 7:20, 7:25 probably for Bray. Okay, so a lot of folks asking about timelines. Again, we're trying to track this live as it comes up into the area. There's a lot of updates on tornadoes possible. Nothing tornadic in the state just yet, but all of these storms do have the potential to become tornadic. I'm going to look back in here and delete this track real quick and see. Again, everybody in Walter should be hunkered down right now. Again, some pretty strong winds with it. I'm not seeing the rotation with it like I did earlier. Yeah, not seeing the rotation that was focused as I did earlier. But again, still some pretty strong winds here. It's going to be on the order of about 50 to 60 miles per hour coming up through this area here in Walters. So Walters, the heaviest is just about to come into town here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So that is coming through downtown Walters with possibly some golf ball size hail. So inside, away from the windows, folks, down there in the Walters area. Pumpkin Center, I think, again, it's going to be coming close there too. Jana, again, I'm going to draw a new track on here just so folks that are joining us have an idea of what we're seeing here. So put it from near Geronimo to here to back east of Walters, and we're going to push it northeast. We'll zoom out. Okay, right in there. Pumpkin Center, Letitia area, that's about 648. So we've got another 20 minutes to go on that one. You're probably going to notice the heavier rain here, Jana, soon, but the core of this storm is going to be just off towards your south. The bulk of this is going to be heading more towards Empire, Central High, Marlow, western and northern sides of Duncan. So Kim is saying dime size hail in Walters now. Okay, that's a good measure now. See what we have out of this. Okay. If you guys have any more reports at any time, just hop on and let me know. Just toss it in the chat. I'll swing back through. Kristen's saying, yeah, we've got hail in Walters. If you're able to give me an estimate without being too close to the windows, let me know. Want to make sure you guys are staying safe. We've got Mike watching us from St. Louis. Hey, I've got my 24/7 channel. We've got St. Louis on the board. So thanks for hopping in and watching this. Is this the only one for tonight? Well, we've got the chance at storms. At least the models have shown that we've got the chance of storms around I-44 through about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight, and really not clear in our area until at least midnight. So I would not let my guard down until about midnight. Now, I'll let you know when we have severe weather moving out and when you can rest a little easier sooner. But right now, it does appear that that threat does stick around through 11 o'clock and midnight. Kyle Carr is in with us today. Keep us posted up there in the Elgin area, I believe. You just let us know if anything's happening up there. Keep backing out. Keep seeing if there's anything new. We still need to watch that storm heading out of Seymour into Wilbarger County. Eventually, Davidson's going to be dealing with that one. Hop back up here to the city real quick. We do have a little bit of a feature that's trying to develop here down towards the Minco area. So again, if you know anybody up there, Minco, Tuttle, Mustang, the possibility, again, everything has the possibility to rotate this evening. Not any tightening rotation just yet, but you're kind of looking in this area right here. And as I go back, you'll notice that matches up right where that little appendage is right there. So if you know anybody in Minco, Tuttle, and Mustang heading towards the Will Rogers Airport, that is a concerning feature right there. So again, anybody south of Union City heading towards Will Rogers, that includes Mustang, Tuttle, and Minco. Those folks need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, that is definitely a feature that will be sending up the red flags for folks around Oklahoma City. I would not be surprised to see that one become a tornado warning very shortly. Backing out just a little bit here to get back into our area. The big storm at the moment continues to come down right over the Walters area. And we've got folks that continue to say that there was at least dime size hail. I wouldn't be surprised to see larger hail with this. Mike, I will do my best. Okay. I will do my best. Yeah, we will see what we're able to do here. We've got kids at Amber Pocasset. Yeah, everybody's all around everywhere in this enhanced risk in this tornado watch. So storms from the Kansas border all the way down here and running the entire length of the state are going to be spinning tonight. So again, this is starting to become a bigger storm here as these storms now start to head towards southeastern Comanche County and western and northwestern parts of Stevens County. Again, if you've got any hail reports around Walters, I would love to hear those. Again, make sure you're doing it safely, though. I don't want you running out there. Power is flashing in Geronimo. Now, there is no feature in Geronimo that would be tornadic, but uh, probably some heavy rain, some lightning, definitely causing some surges there, some gusty winds probably as well. But anything as far as the circulation, not really present there. And I'm not really seeing too much of one. If anything, there is, and there's not really much there at the moment. There's a little area right here. Let's see how that matches up with the features on the radar. Yeah, not it's not really matching up with anything there just yet. But again, a significant hailstorm coming down through Walters. So Brittany saying that there's marble size hail in Walters. So I'd say you say about half inch, Brittany, if you had to guess. Not the large gumball size, but probably about half inch. Say it's probably what you're seeing right now, right? So let's see. Golf ball size hail. Jaden, where are you seeing golf ball size? Where are you seeing golf ball size, Jaden? We want to make sure the folks at the weather service. Hail is it just coming down heavily, like a lot of it? Is it like pulling up? Because that could be what we're seeing too, is just a lot of marble size hail and it's going to accumulate. But is it golf ball size hail like Jaden's saying, or are we seeing just a lot of marble size hail? So again, that let's put another loop on this, and again, tracking off towards the northeast. It's maybe flattening out just a little bit. I'm going to jog this down south just a little bit more. Okay. All right. So from about here, still saying ping pong ball size hail for this storm system. Let's push this off towards Rush Springs and Marlow. So new time frame here, new updates. Hewlin, 6:43. So we've got another 15 minutes for Hewlin. Oil City, 6:58. That's about the same for Empire as well. Bethel, Letitia, 6:55. Central High coming up 7:05. Marlow for you. Northern Stevens County, 7:18. Rush, we're looking at about 7:30. So Forrest, I have had an issue with the company that made the camera, and I'm not able to connect. So I do not have access to that Walters camera, and it is something that I'm efforting trying to fix as quickly as possible. And as we continue to do other cameras that are the same, I want to make sure that what's working is there. So that again, we're saying ping pong ball size hail. Kristen's saying heavy rain and ping pong ball size hail. Julie, yes. Getting a lot of people saying that ping pong ball size hail and a lot of it coming down in Walters. If there's any other folks from the city of Walters that could give me anything else safely, let me know. Because again, it's coming down right over downtown Walters as we speak. So right around Sultan Park, coming right through. I mean, the whole town, pretty much no matter where you go in Walters, you're seeing much of that. So, again, make sure everybody's safe, staying hunkered down as this continues to work its way off towards the northeast. So, again, if you're joining from Lawton, if you're joining from Geronimo, Cache, this is all staying southeast of us. You probably notice it off in the distance, but again, that is going to stay just out of reach. I'm going to go back up to the city real quick. We do have a new tornado warning that now includes southwest side of Oklahoma City. So Melody and Jacob, you were both asking about Mustang. We just had that new tornado warning that popped up for southwest side of Oklahoma City. If we had, I know, April, you were asking about it. Looks like the tornadic side of this is going to be just south. So this is coming towards Minco, right over Minco now. Going to stay north of Tuttle, heading towards Mustang. Let's get the latest information on this. This is a tennis ball size hail and the threat of a tornado here. It's just radar indicated at the moment, but there are a lot of tornadoes out there. A lot of folks asking about Lawton. Is it going to a little bit of rain coming down now, but every radar I see, it just says it's clear and passing by up towards Oklahoma City. Yeah, Lawton's clear now. There's one storm over Walters, and then there's one up towards Oklahoma City. Julie is saying that my son is at Walter Sonic right now, said it's pretty bad, feels like a lot of wind and hail. Yeah, all that stuff is falling out, so it's got a lot of wind coming down with it. Going to find the track on this tornado warning for southwest Oklahoma City. It goes until 7:15. Possible tornado and tennis ball hail. It's moving northeast at 30. Okay, so we'll get this off of here real quick. Let's put it in motion. And it is strengthening. It is starting to organize. It is heading, I'm going to say it's heading more flat towards the east, northeast, instead of around 30 miles per hour. So got 30. Let's take to the cellular. Come back here. Let's draw this. So this is going to take into the south sides of Oklahoma City, Tinker, Midwest City, Moore, Will Rogers World Airport, Interstate 240. So again, if you have any folks that are in the south side of Oklahoma City, there it is, Mustang at 657. The Will Rogers World Airport, if we had to give a number for that, that's going to be about 710. So if you know of anybody that's trying to get that, probably not head towards the south side. Nobody should be going past Newcastle right now. Nobody should be coming down from Edmond. Nobody should be traveling up to Oklahoma City right now. So that's coming towards Valley Brook at 724. Mid Dell at around 730, 732. That includes Tinker at 735. Nakoma Park at 745. So again, that's heading right for the airport, right for Mustang. Mustang again at just shy of 7 o'clock. It looks like it's going to be heading right along the Canadian River right here. Yep. And it's going to be crossing over Highway 4, coming close to 7 o'clock. Just keep looking. I haven't seen anything on the ground that they've shown yet. Have you?
No, I just got a tornado warning when I came in here. I was just making sure there wasn't anything.
Okay. So people are picking up tornado warnings, but it's not for the storm that's here. So folks are asking about Waurika. This storm is staying just to your northeast as well, or northwest as well. I'm going to switch back to the radar here. Folks said on the south side of Walters, it's done. Still coming down pretty heavily for downtown Walters and up north, Sultan Park here. This road here, that is County Road 2620. So it heads right up into the east side of Lawton. So that's what we're seeing there now. The heaviest of the hail is now heading in the direction of Hewlin. Again, most of the reports that I've seen, that stuff is heading just southeast of Lawton. So anybody looking for Lawton, it's staying east and southeast of Lawton. Okay. So if it was coming for Lawton, I'd let you know. This is all the biggest stuff right now is over Walters heading towards Hewlin, Central High, and Marlow. West sides of Duncan. This is staying southeast and east of Lawton. Okay. I'm going to stress it again. You're joining from Cache, Elgin, Lawton. This is all staying to our southeast. This is a big hailstorm. And look at the pink and purple just continuing to ramp up right here. Now exiting Walters. We should see the hail leaving Walters now. So we give it another 5 minutes just to clear the area, and we'll give the all clear for the Walters area, at least for this storm. We're not done with storms for tonight there in Walters, but we're done with this storm at the moment. Okay. That storm is starting to work its way out of the Walters area again, heading towards the Oil City, west sides of Duncan, Central High, Marlow in the next 30 minutes. More storms popping up just south of the Frederick Airport. We're going to watch this storm down here in southern Wilbarger County as it continues to work its way through. Let's go back to Oklahoma City here real quick. There's a storm developing, Apache, heading towards Anadarko. That is what we're looking at here. There is no tornado warning for Lawton. There is no tornado warning for Lawton. I am not seeing a tornado warning for Lawton. Okay. No tornado warning for Lawton. No tornado warning for Lawton. Okay, it looks like it was quarter size hail that came down, at least in Walters. So that's something to prepare for there in Hewlin and west sides of Duncan. Let's see if there's any increasing velocity here. It's kind of getting muddled there. Is there any debris? Not noticing anything there yet. But again, that is a pretty concerning feature right there, a few miles east of Minko and a few miles northwest of Tuttle, heading towards Mustang and the Will Rogers World Airport. Rachel asking about Mustang, that storm, that tornadic circulation will head towards Mustang at 7:01. Okay, 7:01. So they're updating the tornado warning. They're trimming it back and still focusing on the southern half of Oklahoma City. So right along Will Rogers World Airport, Interstate 240. There is the new severe thunderstorm warning for much of Stevens, extreme southeastern Comanche County, and northeastern Cotton County. Again, if you're getting anything about a tornado warning, it is for southwestern and southern Oklahoma City. That is not for Lawton. There is nothing in Lawton right now, okay? Nothing in Cache, nothing in Elgin. We are seeing some storms developing down around Frederick that are going to be heading towards Chattanooga and the Cache area here in the next 30 minutes, but nothing tornadic here in Comanche County. Let's get the latest information on this new severe thunderstorm warning, and it does include golf ball size hail now for Stevens County. Shannon was asking about Bethany. We had other folks that were asking about Bethany. I'll get that in just a second. It looks like mainly hail, and the tornadic circulation is going to stay on the southern side of Oklahoma City, heading right along 240 towards Tinker and Middle. Okay, so there is the severe thunderstorm warning here for Stevens County. Let's see, going until 7:30. So we have about another 50 minutes on here. Okay. Golf ball hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds as it moves northeast at 30. Okay. Let's put a new track on this so folks are aware of where it's heading. And we'll expand it out just a little bit more so that we get a better view of this. So let's go back to our linear storm. 30 miles per hour is still good. And let's put the leading edge right about here. Okay, we'll push this off towards the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Okay. So here we go. The new track, Hewlin, coming up for you, 646. The Territory Golf Club. If you're familiar with where that is, that's coming up here close to 7 o'clock. So at the Territory at 7 o'clock. Crossing over Highway 7 at around 7:05. Okay. Around 7:05. Yep, Robert, I've been watching that one. That hailstorm, it looked pretty hideous coming into town, but I've just seen reports of hail. I didn't know if anybody saw a wall cloud or anything there in Walters. Marlowe, for you, adjusted time now, 7:20. If we're going to say the west and northwest sides, so Twin Oaks Golf Course, I may be wrong on that. Camelback, Osage. Nope, I was right. Twin Oaks Golf. It's been a little while since I've golfed, folks. So Twin Oaks at 7:13. That's coming up for you. And then on up towards Rush Springs, we're going to say that's closer to 7:30. Okay. Bailey, 7:41. Starting to see that feature coming back, though. I'm definitely with you there, Robert. Watching that closely. Still kind of muddled. Not anything that's really tightening up, but definitely bears watching with this storm. Hey, folks, do me a favor, share this with folks as well. Make sure your folks that are out ahead of this are aware of what's on their way. So a lot of hail coming towards the west and northern sides of Duncan, Marlowe, Central High, Bray, Rush, all of that. Okay. This is mainly a hailstorm at the moment. Golf ball size hail looking pretty likely. So there is that. It's a little delayed. It's coming right up on Highway 65, just south of Hewlin with the hail core. Go back to the reflectivity. So, yeah, we still have to watch. This storm is by itself, folks. So we have to watch things like these little notches right here for possibility of anything. Okay. Go back. Let's go storm relative velocity. Okay. Still seeing some. Again, there's some broad rotation in here. It's not tightening up yet, but we're still Still keeping our eyes on it. It's not matching up very well. Okay, so still some big hail here coming up for Hewlin in the next few minutes. Want to make sure we're inside and away from the windows. Mike said pea-size hail 6 east of Geronimo. Sounds about right. Brenda saying lots of hail, blue grass up on the windows in Walters. Brenda, you know about what size that was? I assume a lot of quarters. I saw one golf ball report, but I don't know if that was true. I didn't see anybody else, but they're warning for golf balls. Tammy, more hail northeast of Walters. You have any idea of what that size might be? Again, for other folks, share this. Let folks know that we're on here and we're keeping track of things because, again, these storms could spin at any time. So we want to make sure that we are making sure that folks are staying safe out there. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to follow different folks at the same time here. Got folks from the weather link page that continue to chase out there too. And we want to make sure if they've got anything that we need to see. Okay. All right. Still looking at hail coming into town. West side of Duncan territory here coming up soon. Okay. So we got Mark Slavin who's out there. So we're keeping an eye on his stuff as well. So there is Mark's stream. So trying to listen to him too, but folks want to let him know that I've got him in the background. I'm sure he's got a lot of stuff going on there too. So I'll keep this in the background, Mark. Just let you know that I'm letting folks see what we've got there. Definitely looks like a lowered area, bit of a wall cloud that he appears to have in the middle of the screen there, at least from what I'm able to tell. So again, we'll watch Mark's. If you want to go over to the weather link page, those guys are keeping track of that out there live too. So again, give those weather link guys a follow if you're looking for more information. Okay, back out here. That tornado warning still ongoing for south sides of Oklahoma City, and that feature just looks scary. Observed tornado now in just where are they finding it? Confirmed tornado was located 4 miles east of Union City, moving northeast at 30. 4 miles east of Union City. So we're looking. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So they spotted it somewhere in here. So right in here. So so it's moved a couple miles east and it's moving east at about 30 miles per hour. So this is heading towards Mustang, towards the Will Rogers World Airport. Robert, I'm going to take you up on that. You just tell me when. We'll get you out there. All right. I need all the views I can get. So let's loop this real quick. This is heading right towards downtown Mustang. If you know anybody in Mustang at the airport, give them the call. This is again, we're getting into heavily populated areas here in Southwest Oklahoma City. This is again back out to the rest of Oklahoma City. I know folks have been asking about Bethany. This is going to, I believe, stay south of Bethany. This is trending more in this direction here. So this is heading towards downtown Oklahoma City, south side of downtown Oklahoma City. So forget the district there, the Boathouse District, Okana, Tinker, all of those are going to be coming through. So need to watch out up there in Oklahoma City. This is just a few miles outside of Mustang, heading into Oklahoma City. Let me put a new track on this for folks that continue to join us here. Let's put a new cellular path here. It's going to go 30. Let's drag this out. So everybody that's joining us, this is a tornado warning for the Oklahoma City metro area, south side. So Oklahoma City, Midwest City, Will Rogers World Airport over towards Choctaw. Mustang at 6:55. The Will Rogers World Airport. It's not giving me a time just yet. We're going to say about 7:05. Downtown Oklahoma City, 7:22. Mid Dell at around 7:30. Nakoma Park at 7:43. Choctaw is going to be about 7:50. Okay, let's go see the velocity data here. There it is, right there. There is your tornado, the circulation here. And let's see if there's any damage. Not seeing anything matching up with there, but as we get into town, we'll see if anything takes place there. But we definitely have that circulation here. Back to velocity again. So, yes, there is your circulation right here, just a couple miles southwest of the Mustang area. A couple miles southwest of the Mustang area. We're still okay. So we're still watching out for there. Okay. All right. Just trying to gather all my stuff here, guys. Just trying to see if there's any streams out there. I'm trying to make sure we've got the live streams for other stations around the state so that we're staying on top of things. Again, trying to build out my camera network to make sure we've got folks covered here. I'm going to go back down to the south here. We've got this storm that's coming up into Frederick now. Let's get back into here. Okay, so this storm here, $half size hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds coming up out of Wilbarger County. And that's heading more northeast. So, Cache, Chattanooga, you need to be watching out for this storm as it comes up into town. Okay, let's see the time on this one. So that one's going until 7:30, moving northeast at 40, 70 and $half. So moving northeast at 40. Let's put a new track on this one. Okay. I'm trying to hop around the best I can, folks. So the hail is right now pretty close to the just south of Hewlin. It's just south of Hewlin, heading towards the territory. That's where we're seeing the hail right now. So just north of Highway 53, working its way through. So let's track this over here, northeast at 40. I'm going to try and get Cache and Chatty all in this one. Okay, so it's going to come up west sides of Lawton. Again, if we see anything tornadic, it will turn towards the east. So some of the spots impacted here. We've got Taylor Gin Corner. So again, Hackberry Flats, folks might know, that's around 7:20. Loveland, 7:30. Chatty, 7:45. We'll say Cache at closer to 8. The Goodyear plant closer to 8. Fort Sill closer to 8:20. Same thing with Medicine Park. So 8 to 8:20 for Lawton into the Fort Sill area. Okay. So that's with that storm there. Let's get back into this storm over here near Duncan. Still trying to keep a watch on Slavin Stream and see if he's got anything. Okay, still watching there. Still keeping an eye on his stream. Okay, so still seeing a little bit of a hook trying to develop here on the south side of the storm, but I'm not really seeing anything organizing. But you do see that lowered area coming through. Okay, back to the velocity data, not the velocity data. We want to go back to the reflectivity data. Again, the hail core is coming in right along 65, just 1, 2, 3, 4 miles south of Hewlin. So here is Comanche County, here's Stevens County, here is Cotton County. So right at that tri-point, heading up towards Oil City. So we're not far from the territory. So if anybody's out on the golf course, there's going to be a lot of golf balls, not just on the range, heading towards the territory. And as we back out here, yeah, Mustang got the folks in the city on there, pretty low walled cloud. I don't see any tornado on the ground with that at this second. But again, that could change at any moment. So I'm still watching for anything there. Okay. Still raining light out in Marlow. Yep, Amber, it's working its way there. The tops of the storm clouds are reaching out that way, but not quite there just yet. But again, that hailstorm moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. I'm going to draw a new track so folks are continuing to stay on top of this. If you're in Lawton, this storm is staying out in the southern part of the county. We do have some rain up around Elgin and Sterling. That is not severe. That is not with this storm system. Back out just a little bit so I can get the latest track on this. So here, and here. Okay, back out. Push it in this direction here. Okay. So territory coming up here in the next few minutes. That's around 7 o'clock. We're coming up. Central High 7:05, Marlow 7:13 now. Bray, I'd put you at about 7:20. Rush Springs 7:24, and then past that, getting into Bradley, it's going to be about 7:45. So up near Lindsay, that's where we're looking for those storms. So again, this is golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So this is going to be coming through on the west side of Duncan. Probably seeing a wall cloud or lowering. It is a rotating thunderstorm, and we do need to give it the respect it needs. Okay, keep going back to Mark and seeing what he's got. He's on it. So if we've got anything, he'll make sure to let us know and stay on top of that. So Mark there and the WeatherLink folks are keeping you advised as well. Okay. So if we're looking western side, so we're talking the bypass, I would say if you're north of Beach, so you're talking Elk, Plato, Camelback on the west side of town, you're going to start seeing some of this hail moving in your direction as well. Up towards the Lawton Duncan Y, we're going to start seeing that hail moving in here within the next 10, 15 minutes. Okay, so all of that is continuing to head towards the northeast. Let me expand the view out and let you see what we're tracking. Okay, new tornado warning now for downtown Oklahoma City. Okay, and radar indicated, so it's come back down. Folks in Oklahoma City, a lot of rising clouds, a lot of scud coming up from the base, but not seeing an active tornado on the ground at the moment, but it is coming down into downtown Oklahoma City. Let's get a cleaner look at this. So there is the new warning for Oklahoma City. The rotation area is coming very close to Interstate 240, right over downtown Mustang, coming over towards the airport. So obviously the airport is going to be evacuating to their safe place now, the tower evacuating, making sure those folks are staying safe up there. Get back to the velocity here real quick, and you can see again right here where it says Wheatland, between Mustang and Wheatland, east of Highway 4. That's where you're seeing that. So still a radar indicated tornado that is moving east at 35. East at 35. So we'll put the reflectivity back. The concern area here is the hook right over Mustang. Right now it is a pretty solid lowering, but nothing is touching the ground at the moment. So it is lifted back up, but still, anytime you see these features heading into a populated area, your heart sinks. hoping that this goes by without much of a to do. But this is a lot of people inside of a tornado warning. The entire downtown Oklahoma City is uh, is under that warning. Okay, quick. So 35. I'm going to go back to the cellular storm here. I'm going to track this real quick, and then I'll go back down to the south here. Okay. So I'm trying to cover 3 storms because I know folks have kids that are up here in Oklahoma City, or they have other loved ones as well. Okay. So want to make sure we're keeping everybody on top of what's happening here. So this is heading right for the airport. Okay. So the Will Rogers World Airport coming up here at about 7:05. So about the next 5 to 7 minutes. Valley Brook at 7:20. Oklahoma City at 7:20. Middale at around 7:30. Tinker at 7:30. Nakoma Park at 7:37. Choctaw at 7:42. Hera at around 7:50, heading towards McLeod and out of the area. And that would be north of 40, heading towards Meeker and McLeod, north of Shawnee. So if you have any students at OBU, that right now looks to stay north of there. But again, if you have anybody that's in Oklahoma City, obviously this is very pressing at the moment. Come back down towards the south. Let's get this storm coming out of Frederick. It's moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. There are some other storms here right along Highway 5 between Frederick and Chattanooga. So the folks in Hollister, Loveland, have definitely noticed some rumbles out there. The main storm is actually just south of 287, getting close to the Oklahoma border. So this again is moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour. And we'll change this out, go back to the 40, and go back to the linear path here. So we'll draw our path out. Come up here. It's going to bring it into Lawton. Cache. Indiahoma is going to be cutting it close. Fort Sill, Latonka, and Ellsworth, and up towards Apache. Okay, so that's the path I've drawn here. And towns in the area. Granfield at 7:30. Same thing with Hollister and Loveland. Up the line a little bit. Chattanooga about 7:45. That's when you're going to start to see yours. Cameron, downtown Lawton around 8:15. Cache 8:05. Fort Sill, the main cantonment, it's going to be around 8:20. And then we get up towards Elgin, coming up about 7:40. Apache, Ellsworth, Elgin at around 8:40. Sorry, 8:40. 8:40. So we still have a long way to go on that one. Okay. Trying to see, keep hearing radar indicated. So I keep hearing sirens going off in my head. I have it set to siren in my headphones when there's an update to a tornado warning. That's what I keep hearing. So that's why I was reacting to that. Pretty significant wall cloud coming right towards the airport. There is nothing on the ground. If there is, it's shrouded in a little bit of rain, but there is a pretty, I hate to use picturesque, but I mean, it's textbook wall cloud coming right over the airport as we speak in Oklahoma City. We're looking back here in the Duncan area, seeing some heavier rain here around Elgin. Okay, heading up the turnpike towards Cyril and Cement. Looks like it's going to split the wickets here between Cyril and Rush Springs. So Ninnekah could see some heavier rainfall here in a little bit. The velocity here, anything? Okay, we've got a little bit more of a defined rotation here. Okay, so here's everything going away. Here's everything coming towards, and this is all rotating right about, let's see, if I zoom in here. So this is all about 2 miles southwest of the territory. No tornado warning with this, but it is starting to get its act together. So definitely be ready to move here in areas north of Beach. Just be inside and away from the windows. Okay, North side of Duncan, Lawton, Duncan Y, Marlow. That is heading in your direction. That area of circulation is trying to organize, trying to tighten up a little bit. Still seeing a wall cloud through the rain on Mark Slavin's feed at the moment. I don't think I've seen anything there right now. And then just keep trying to follow his feed here, guys. So, uh, okay, we'll go back because I think there was an update to the tornado warning up here in Oklahoma City again. That's still radar indicated. Okay. They keep doing updates to it, and I keep trying to figure out what it is if it's not one of these storms down here. Pretty strong winds. Actually, that's going to be the highway traffic that I believe is being picked up there. Nope, that is actually the winds with this. Okay, so winds here around Harold, 287. That's picking up 60 to 70 mile per hour winds right here. So Davidson, southern parts of Tillman County. Don't expect this. I mean, expect this to be picking up here. This little bit of wind is probably the key area right now. So this is still moving northeast at 40. I'm going to leave it on this velocity view, and I'm going to track the wind speeds here. Okay, I'm going to track the wind speeds. So this area of wind right here. Okay, and this is going to go northeast at 40. Okay, so the strongest of the winds are going to come right past the airport. So Hannegas, the World War II hangar, the airport, southern sides of Frederick. Okay, so timing here, Hackberry Flats at around 7:20. Davidson, I'd say close to you, if not nearby. Going to be 7:15. I need Davidson hunkered down here. 70-mile-an-hour winds coming into town straight up the highway here in just a few more minutes. Hollister, 7:30. Loveland going to be close for you around 7:30. Same thing for the Frederick Airport. Looks like the strongest of the winds will stay mainly to the east of Frederick, but I need Frederick on guard, on watch here for that storm coming up at about 7:30. And a little bit further here, it'd be about 7:40, getting up towards far northeastern Tillman County. So that wind, if it holds true, that is 70-mile-per-hour winds coming into Oklahoma here through southern Tillman County. So this is all outflow with these storms. That doesn't even count these other storms out ahead of it that are also pretty strong as well. Okay. Storm coming to Lawton, how severe? So right now it is measuring possibility of $half size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. I haven't heard any hail reports, but seeing on radar, it's picking up 70-mile-per-hour winds. Chris says, at the Duncan storm, it's slowly rotating, but nothing impressive yet. I assume, Chris, you've been seeing a wall cloud. I've seen on Mark Slavin's feed. It looks like it's a wall cloud that's there, but it's kind of ragged. So that's kind of what I've seen through the rain on his shot. Okay. Brandy's asking, is Central High clear of that rotation going towards the Marlow area? It's not much rotation. It's more hail, and it looks like the hail is going to be near town and just towards the south and east. Okay. So it's going to catch a nap, but it's going to be a long night. Sorry, Jaden. It's going to be a long night. All right. How can I worry about all these storms and worry about one of the four? I'm trying to. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So we're trying to keep people updated here. Okay. So coming in. See if that rotation has tightened up any. Okay. Still some rotation here near the territory. Okay. It's still some small rotation. It's not really tightening, at least from what I can see on the radar. Still got the view from Mark Slavin here. He's got it in view. Still not seeing anything dropping down here at the moment. Again, this is trending towards the Y. So if you're in Central High, this is going to stay to your southeast. This is heading more towards the bend in the bypass. So Osage, Camelback, Lawton, Duncan, Y, towards Generations and Marlow. That's where that circulation is heading. It's hail that's going to be the bigger threat here for more people. Okay. So, April, I'm trying to do my best. I'm just one person and trying to do my best with this while still trying to do everything else too. So, Lacey Walbrick saying marble size hail, 9 mile, 2.5 miles south of Highway 7. Okay. So we're right in here. Okay. So 2.5 miles south. Okay. So 1, 2. So we're right about in here. Okay. That's Bethel. I don't know exactly where 9 Mile Road is. That's County Line Road. There's 9 Mile Road. So right here. So just south of Nelly. So 2.5 miles south. That is where that marble size hail was, right here. So it was on the edge of it. So we're probably seeing some pretty decent hail coming right through the territory. Okay. The storms, again, it's going into areas that haven't been worked over yet, Caitlin. So again, it's been maintaining. It hasn't really gotten stronger, but it's still maintaining its strength. Okay. Okay. Grape size hail, a few golf balls, 8 to 9 miles south of 7. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. How many storms to come through Lawton? Cindy, that storm is probably going to be closer to 7:45, 8 o'clock coming up from around Frederick Way. Okay. Jacob, do you think Lawton would be at risk of a tornado? I need to sleep tonight. Hey, I would love some sleep too. Okay. But it's not in the cards for right now. Hey, if anything happens, everything should be out of here by midnight. So at least if we can get to sleep before the AM hits, I think I'll consider that a win tonight. Okay. It would not hurt. Okay. It would not hurt to put the vehicles in. If you can, do that. Okay. Make sure you protect your vehicles if you can. So Chris is saying very broad rotation in Duncan. Okay. We've been talking about the little bit of rotation here. It's showing up on the velocity right over the territory. Okay. At least I could get 5 hours of sleep. Yep. Still steady rain on Caddo and 3 Mile in Marlow. Yep, it's coming. Okay, still some broad rotation here. It's not nearly as tight and intense, but it is there. Okay, so back right over the territory, heading towards the bypass, Camelback, Osage, Twin Oaks. Okay, so that's where we're looking at that to be coming through. And the Lawton Duncan Y is going to be coming through. Okay. Let's kind of get another wide look at everything. There's a heavier downpour just north of Highway 7. Folks on the east side definitely noticing that. So, again, nothing severe with that. The far southeastern tip of Fort Sill, east side of town. So, MacArthur all saw that heavier rainfall come through there not long ago. Heavier downpour up here around Cement. Okay. Other heavier downpours picking up around Chattanooga and Faxon, starting to fill in a little bit more around Frederick. So this whole storm down here is starting to develop too. So it's starting to get bigger as we speak. Let's go back up to Oklahoma City. I know, again, folks are still watching this up here. There are some very strong winds coming into Oklahoma City. Just north of the airport, picking up 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. So coming right over downtown Oklahoma City. So thank goodness the Thunder game was last night, but still, small storm formed right over Sullivan Village. Yep. Had those kids earlier today over at Starbase. So some heavier rain down there in Sullivan Village earlier today, or just a few minutes ago. And that is still an active tornado warning, radar indicated, not seeing anything on the ground, but still some circulation popping up right near 40 Fairgrounds heading towards Oklahoma City. Still a pretty prominent wall cloud that's heading into downtown Oklahoma City. So sirens obviously going off up there. So heads up to the folks around Tinker and Middell, Choctaw, Spencer, and Hera down the line. So if you have any friends, family up there, it's going to be split in the areas between 44 and 40 there on the east and northeast sides of Oklahoma City. Lexi asking about what the rest of the night is looking like in Lawton. Again, still looking at the threat of storms through about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Um, a lot of the models had suggested this was forming into more of a line by now, but still a couple of very isolated storms here at this moment. Okay. Let's come back down here to the south. There are those strong winds. Again, uh, 70 mile per hour winds trying to come up into the south and east sides of Frederick. Okay. 70 mile per hour winds coming just east Davidson, coming towards the Frederick Airport and just towards Hollister. So this is going to come right between Frederick and Hollister. Okay. Some pretty significant winds coming right for the airport, right for the radar. Again, we're looking right at it. So the radar is right there at the Frederick Airport, and it's looking at the lowest levels of this storm. So you're going to notice likely 60 to 70 mile per hour winds coming right up into Frederick. Let me hop off of here. Let's put a new track on this wind as it continues to race off to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Okay, so let's stop it right here. So I'm looking at Tillman County. This is where the strongest winds are right now. Okay. So push this off in this direction. Okay. So Hackberry Flat, it's going to be around 720. Doesn't really give a time for the radar, does it? Nope, it doesn't give a time for the radar. Kind of dealing with some fairly rural areas here. So I would say we're looking probably about 725, 730 up here around the airport. So 70 mile per hour winds coming up into the south and eastern sides of Frederick. Need Frederick inside and away from your windows, just in case. Again, pretty significant wind. No rotation, but significant wind coming in here. Okay. There is the new severe thunderstorm. Well, it just had it and it disappeared. Just had a new warning and it disappeared. So I've got to get that to come back. So we're going to see some new warnings pop up here. This whole cluster is going to continue to fill in. So this is going to be some heavy rain that comes in. It's trying to pop up here and it's not taking it. So I'm going to have to go over to the phone to figure out what the deal is with this. Okay. I do not at the moment, Kyle. I am working on that too. Okay. It keeps popping up the warning. Maybe that's a weather service issue. Let's come into radar scope and see if it's able to have the warning here. Okay, there is the new warning. So it's a radar omega issue. Okay, 70 mile per hour winds, quarter size hail, still moving northeast at 40. Okay. Duncan is trying to rotate. Yes, we've been watching that. It's been trying to rotate for a bit. There's definitely a wall cloud on it. Still come back to Mark Slavin's feed here from time to time and seeing if we've got anything going. And again, still wall cloud on it. They'll let us know if we've got. Oh, hey, Levi, watching from Oklahoma City. Troy Taylor, my dad, recommended you. I appreciate you and him for the recommendation. Been working, try to keep them safe as folks have moved through Texas and all that. So glad that you're joining through. I haven't heard what he was saying there, Jacob. Coming back to the radar here real quick. Okay, so this is moving northeast at 40 still. Okay. Still some broad rotation here coming up towards Osage and Camelback uh, and the bypass. Yeah, Laney, I got that message. So, yep, there's some broad rotation on there. That lowered area is still spinning out there. So there is uh, a wall cloud with this. So we're going to come back to the reflectivity here. So there we start to see more of these storms. I'm going to time out the leading edge of these storms. It's going to be a rough estimate here because we're starting to see the rain and storms coming up towards the southwest side of Lawton. So none of these storms, well, these storms are starting to become severe here. So let's grab this. Okay. There, and back down here. Push this towards the northeast at 40. Okay. So this is a rough estimate. It may not be perfect, but Indiahoma here at around 7:30. Same thing with Cache. Faxon, it's just skirting off towards your north right now, but around 7:40, I would say for you. Downtown Lawton at 7:40 as well. Same thing for Fort Sill and Medicine Park. Elgin closer to 8, Apache closer to 8. Okay, and then we've got another warning over here for the Stevens County area. No, it's not updated yet, but there will be another warning that extends out towards um, Rush Springs and Lindsay with that storm. Okay, let's delete that. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, Jalen. How are the kids though? I just got okay. Thank you from Walters. Hazel, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to get the camera back and going there. Cassie said we have a few golf ball size 8 Mile in Central, south of Highway 7. 8 Mile in Central, south. So right in here. Okay. Okay. Toby Cable sent some storm clouds in. Appreciate you, Toby, for doing that. Will Geronimo get any bad weather? It's kind of skirted past you for now, but this line coming up here from Granfield is heading towards Geronimo in the next 30 minutes. Okay. So that's what we're looking for there. So the bulk of this is going to be some locally heavy rainfall that comes through, along with some damaging winds. The biggest threat of wind is right now between Frederick and Hollister. So we got to watch this line here as this continues to arc out. We could see some pretty strong winds coming up into the southwest side of Lawton as well. Okay. Got a lot of folks watching here. Again, share this. We've got a lot of storms coming up into Lawton, Cache, Elgin, Walters again, heading past Duncan. Okay. We still have this little appendage that's trying to get going over here on the north side of Duncan. Still some broad rotation. Keep going back to Slavin and seeing. Still got, let me see what he's got. I can't quite tell. Yeah, still watching that feed very closely down there. Storms have hail in them. Yes. Yeah. So he's from Empire School looking towards those storms. Okay. So I can't get a great view through the haze, but he's looking in that direction. Okay. So he's on it. He's watching it. So there is that severe thunderstorm warning you can see there. Okay. It's expanded out now to include Snyder, Mountain Park, Cache, Southwest Lawton. I think it's going to be coming a little bit more towards Lawton here in the next little bit too. let's see. So Samantha said ping pong ball size hail on bypass on Osage. That sounds about right. There it is. There's Osage. There's the bypass. So that's where we saw that ping pong ball size hail. So you can bet coming up towards Marlow here in the next few minutes, we're going to see that golf ball size or ping pong ball size hail working its way through. Okay. So Marlow, you need to hunker down. This is heading up south side of town. We're going to see that ping pong ball size hail heading up into downtown. For an estimated guess, how bad could Lawton get overnight? 1 to 10 as in tornado scale. I'd say we're staying on the lower side, 2 to 3, okay? But still that threat is there. It looks like that storm system beneath us is going to be arcing out, and it would be more wind and hail and heavy rainfall that we would need to watch out for. So there's some more storms, heavier rainfall coming up here for Sterling. So you're going to have another complex here developing, and likely we'll see this area heading up into southern Grady County become severe as well. But still watching this look at this. This is going to be some heavy rainfall coming down here. Let's see if we can see the storm total precip for not picking up too much there. 1 hour precip. So it's still showing some pretty heavy rainfall there. It's not really doing a good job of picking up what we've seen so far over here. So this is going to be some torrential rainfall coming into Lawton. You know how any little bit of heavy rainfall comes down in town. Know those low points, folks. You want to avoid those low points as this heavy rainfall comes into town. So you want to stay away from those, as things will get covered in water very quickly. Okay, so make sure we're staying away from that. So we're going to be seeing that coming up into Indiahoma, Cache, Lawton, and Geronimo here very shortly as well. This is still warning for quarter size hail, but still that 70-mile-per-hour wind threat. If you're joining from Altus, Mangum, Hobart, you're not seeing anything at the moment. All of this is still southeast of you, okay? And there's still more storms down here, south Wichita Falls, okay? So we still have quite a ways to go. Still have the tornado warning for Oklahoma City. If you're joining, it's coming over the east side of downtown Oklahoma City. Still monitoring that as well. I know a lot of folks have connections up there in Oklahoma City or find their way up there from time to time. But this is going to be some locally heavy rainfall coming up here into west sides of Lawton, Cache, Indiahoma, Snyder. Looks like it's going to stay Snyder and east, but Refuge, Indiahoma, Cache, at least the western 2/3 of Lawton. I'd say, yes, most of Lawton, Caitlin, will see heavy rain and storms out of this. Okay. Trying to go back and find the wind part of this. There were still some pretty significant winds. There are some winds coming out of Frederick right here. So southeast of Manitou. So about 1, 2, 3, about 4 miles southeast of Manitou, suggesting we've got some 70-mile-per-hour winds in here too. Okay, and that section of the winds, it's going to be heading more in the direction of what is that highway here? 54. So Highway 54, Comanche, Kiowa County line between Snyder and Indiahoma. That is where that is heading. So right now, significant winds went right between Frederick and Hollister, and now are heading in the direction of Highway 54 and 62 between Snyder and Indiahoma. I would not be surprised to see that cluster of storms continue to arc out and become mostly wind here. Okay. All right. Come back and check on Mark, see what he's got. Still out there watching quite a bit of lightning out there too. Okay. Again, share this with anybody. We've got storms coming into town, so I want to make sure everybody's aware of what's coming through and make sure everybody is good and safe. We've got hail coming into Marlow right now. There is a wall cloud or a lowered area that has been persistent with this, but not seeing anything dropping out of the cloud at this moment. Okay. The line out here towards northern Tillman County coming up on Chattanooga is heavy rain and gusty winds. Okay. Chris saying there's dime size hail at the Y. All right. Okay. How much rain are we expecting tonight? Well, with this storm coming through, we could see half inch to an inch come through here. That's about what I'm expecting overall, but there could be some slightly higher amounts if these storms train over the same areas. So there's the hail coming down in Marlow. There's the heavy rainfall and wind continuing to develop now, moving into southwestern Comanche County. It's expanding, stretching from near Snyder to just outside of, well, actually in Indiahoma now, kind of going around Cache a little bit and starting to pick up on the west side. Okay, let's see. When you get a chance, can you check on the city storm? I have a mother up in Lawton, up by Newalla. I don't know if I spelled that town. Well, the fact that I read it and know that there is a Newalla, Amber, I'm going to give you credit for that one. Okay, so let's look up here real quick. There's a new tornado warning. Pretty much, it looks like Newalla is not included. So Newalla is right here. So right now, Amber, it looks like it's going to stay just north, but she probably needs to be hunkered down just because right now it's about 1, 2, 3, 4 miles north of Newalla. I would say just hunker down, don't go anywhere, but they are not included in the warning. Right now, this is coming right for Midwest City, heading towards Choctaw and Hara. Okay, so that's an update up there around Oklahoma City for that active tornado warning. Anybody that had the kids up at Bethany, that hail has moved on, but yes, it is definitely cycling there, Robert. I'm definitely seeing that. It's been up and down, but it's in the wide open. It's the only game in town there in central Oklahoma. So, and then you notice this cell down here, it's trying to get going. There's the new severe thunderstorm warning that includes southern Grady over into Garvin County and northern Stevens County. So as it's leaving northern Stevens County, just keep hearing that siren noise. I keep flinching. I apologize. So that's ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. And if there's a new track here, this is moving northeast at 30 still. Okay. So let's get a new track on this. Okay. Push this northeast at 30. Okay. So coming through Marlow right now, Bray 736, Lindsay at 756, and then up towards Purcell. I'm going to say that's closer to 815, 830. Okay. Another storm. Wouldn't be surprised to see the storm outside of Elgin become severe here. Sterling seeing some heavy rainfall. You're hearing some rumbles there in Elgin and Fletcher at the moment. Okay. Okay. What side of Lawton over? I can't hear anything. All right. So we're starting to hear the rumbles here in Lawton. Light rain, West Lawton. Okay. Come back in here. Let's see where our strong winds are. Right now, they are right in here. So right outside of Manitou. These are spreading towards Indiahoma. So Indiahoma would see some stronger winds. And that's on the order of about 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, working its way through northern Tillman County. Possibility is there that we could still see 50 to 60 coming in as well. Amber, there's dark, but nothing yet. Yep, it's all creeping that way, Amber. We are still working its way north. Okay, Doug Foster, we had ping pong balls off trail in Elgin. Okay, ping pong balls. Okay, so that storm is going to come come severe here soon too. If you got ping pong balls off a trail already, so you're right in here. Go back to the radar. So don't be surprised to see a new. Yep, that's coming up. So trail. Where's trail? There's trail. Okay, so right in here. So just off the east side of town. So Sterling probably seeing that. Fletcher staying off to your south. Okay. That's going to be a new warning that comes up for uh, Ninnekah and heading up north of Rush Springs. Okay. All right. Let's put this back in motion and just show you the rest of the area out here. There is the tornado warning for Oklahoma City. Tornado warning for Oklahoma City. Still working its way through. Okay. Tiny pebble size hail in my location. Okay. They're still making updates to that stuff up there up north. This activity down here, okay, up near Graham, Texas, that's going to start filling in right through here. So you see the cell right here, South Wichita Falls, outside of Nacona, Texas. You even see a new cell over Walters. So this is starting to fill in here. Okay. So now is that time where it's starting to show that line developing. So here along 81, we may see this fill in, but for sure over towards Interstate 35, this will be filled in and it will be a wall of rain and wind working its way through. Now I hear the weather. Okay. No, you're good. So there's nothing to concern ourselves with right now. Okay. We do have some heavy rain and some wind coming in. Okay. So it's now leaving Frederick at the moment. Frederick, we're not completely done yet. There's a storm southeast of Vernon heading towards Oakland Union that bears watching too. It's not nearly as big or as strong as what we just saw, but that is heading near or just east of Frederick here in the next 30 minutes. Okay, Walters, there's a new storm popping up right between you and Temple. Temple, this is staying mainly off to your west at the moment. Okay. All right, there's some heavier rainfall starting to pick up here south side of town. So wouldn't be surprised to start seeing some hail over towards the Southwestern Hospital, just around Goodyear. Okay, we're going to start seeing that coming in here. Wouldn't be surprised to see some smaller, maybe pea-size hail, maybe slightly larger than that. Okay, that's starting to come up here along that leading edge. Again, this is an area that hasn't really seen any storms yet, so there's a lot of energy to work with coming in here to downtown Lawton. Hey, as storms are coming in, share this, folks. Help me out. Let folks know that there's an option here that's not tied to a television. Okay, let them know that we're tracking these storms as they come up into Lawton, and eventually as they work their way up towards Elgin and Apache, and again for another round in Duncan later on. We've got rotation to the south and southeast of Apache. Okay. So that cell is definitely picking up here. Okay. So that cell south and southeast of Apache is working its way through. You're welcome. Hey, we're watching out for Geronimo. Glad to have you guys back a few weeks ago, but keeping a watch on you Blue Jays down there. Okay. Appreciate you for hopping on. So we're still watching this storm. Likely to see the hail start picking up here, southwest and central parts of Lawton very shortly. It's about to come up on Coombs Road. It's about to come up on Coombs Road now, coming up here towards Southwestern Hospital. That's where we're seeing that hail core working its way into. Okay, if anybody gets any hail reports here, western and central parts of Lawton, especially if you're west of Sheridan, I want to know what you got. Okay, safely. Don't run out there. But again, Share this feed with other folks. Let them know that we're tracking storms here now that this is coming up into the Lawton area. Okay. Still have the tornado warning up in Oklahoma City. Other storms down around Wichita Falls, likely to see a new severe warning for this storm leaving the Elgin area, leaving the Sterling area. It's going to be coming very close to Fletcher. It's coming right on the interstate side of Fletcher, guys. So it's going to stay just to the east. Okay. So three severe storms, at least immediately in our area. Even the storm around Walters looks like the energy that from that earlier storm is really working over that one, but the energy has been untapped here in Lawton. It is still ongoing. Sprinkles off of Rogers just outside of Bentley Gate. All right, thank you. So we're starting to see kind of the anvil top of the storms reaching over town. So it is starting to, we'll see that pick up here in the next 5 to 10 minutes for the heart of town very shortly. Okay. Okay. Let's see anything on the velocity. Okay. The rotation area here in Marlow is still very, very sporadic. It's been weakening. Still solid hail. Still looking at ping pong ball size hail coming through Bray. Winds right now strongest over Indiahoma. Okay. Those winds on the order of about 50 to 60 mile per hour winds coming right through Indiahoma. And this will be coming right up into the refuge and eventually towards Mount Scott. Okay. So that's working its way through there towards the northeast. That's the strongest winds as of right now that I see. Heavy rain, any hail is quarter size. Okay. Quarter size hail. And I keep hearing the siren going off in my headphones. So still seeing that tornado warning for the eastern side of the Oklahoma City metro area. Still looking at the tornado warning for the Oklahoma City metro area. East side of town, a lot of the hail has been up around Edmond, north sides of the metro. But that is the only storm in town. Obviously, they'll be watching these as they head northeast towards Oklahoma City in the next couple of hours. But here locally, no tornadic circulations. Definitely some appendages that keep looking worrisome, and definitely bear watching from time to time. Okay. That was from earlier. Okay. That was from earlier. So come back in here. Back to our reflectivity. So that storm leaving Marlow, but right now hail coming through Bray, Rush Springs, seeing some rain. Fletcher, you're hearing some rumbles. Hail just on the other side of the interstate from Fletcher. Coming right up the turnpike. Just noticing the lightning flashes right outside the window. Okay. How do you calm storm anxiety? So you want to make sure, again, you're just prepared. Again, I try not to be flashy, loud, screaming, because I know there's a lot of folks that have anxiety. I try to talk at a pretty even keel. Just try to be matter of fact. Okay. I don't want to worry you. Okay. If I'm concerned, I'll let you know what I'm seeing. But right now, I'm trying to keep everything pretty level. So just make sure you're good there. We got high wind coming through Pecan Valley. Thank you, Nancy Lear. Appreciate that. So most of town now west of 38th, seeing some heavy rainfall at the moment. Let's see. Okay, not seeing any circulation yet, but yeah, you're seeing these pockets of pink in here. That indicates 50-mile-an-hour winds. So Pecan Valley definitely seeing those 50-mile-an-hour winds and possibly 60 between Cache and Indiahoma. So that's going to be heading up towards the refuge, 115, heading straight north out of Cache. So right now we're going to be looking for this wind. So wind gusts easily 50 miles per hour, possibly coming into Lawton. Denise, West Cache, strong wind and rain. All right. So far, so good. Let's keep it. Okay. So, yeah, the strongest wind right now, 60 to 65 between India, Home, and Cache. There is the new severe thunderstorm warning. So, this is going to include, Lawton, and those winds are picking up now. Okay. Those winds definitely picking up now. Between or just northwest of Cache. So this is the impact zone. This is the training range. Okay. So this is heading up into Mears. So the next one we need to watch. This may be, let me see what we've got as far as, okay, that's the leading edge of the storm, but still we have some wind that's leading out here. So there is and that shows 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds right here, northwest of Cache, heading towards Mears and the Holy City. So if we got anybody up there, Mears, North Lake Latonka, you're going to be seeing about 70-mile-per-hour winds heading in your rotation. Okay. Karen, I'm trying to do my best. Just trying to do my best. Yeah, you might have to wait here a little bit. Okay. Just let these storms pass through. Let's get the latest information on this new severe thunderstorm warning that does include most of the city of Lawton. It does include the far southeastern corner of town. So this is India, Homa, Cache, Lawton, Elgin, Fletcher, Mears, Medicine Park, Ellsworth, Apache, up towards Fort Cobb, up towards Carnegie. Okay. So this is now quarter size hail and 60. There may be the possibility of those winds coming up. Again, still want to be on guard here. Mears and northern side of Lake Latonka, possibility of 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds. But this storm is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour still. Okay, so let's put a new track on this as it comes out. Still surprised they haven't put a warning on that storm leaving the Fletcher area yet. So 30-mile-per-hour winds. Bring that down from 40. It's starting to hear the rain coming down here in town. Okay, there we go. Medicine Park, 7:51. Fort Sill, 8 o'clock. Porter Hill, 8:06. Mears at 7:53. Elgin, 8:15. Fletcher, 8:23. Edgewater Park, 8:10. Boone, 8:11. Apache, 8:17. Stecker, 8:27. Cyril, 8:32. Cement, 8:41. Anadarko, coming up at 8:45. Verdon, near 9. Fort Cobb, 8:38. We'll put Chickasha here in the next few minutes with that storm coming through, but looks like that would be nearby at around 9 o'clock as well. So again, a lot of heavy rain, some hail, some gusty winds, 60, possibly stronger, coming through just north of Cache. Again, this is the area I've been watching right here. Radar is looking a little bit higher, yes, but still suggesting there may be 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds just north of Cache, heading towards Mount Scott and Mears, north sides of Lake Latonka. So you folks need to be inside and away from the windows as this storm makes its way through. A lot of heavy rainfall. Yeah, it's I'm wearing my soundproof headphones and have to take the ear off just to hear what we've got going on here. So the heaviest rain extending from just west of I-44 through Lawton, the west side of the town, all the way over to Cache and Indiahoma. Snyder not seeing anything. Okay, so that storm staying east of Snyder and staying northwest of Walters. Okay, staying east of Pumpkin Center in Letitia. This is heading towards Latonka, Ellsworth, Elgin, Fletcher, Apache, Boone, and Anadarko down the line. So again, quarters and 60. So not anything too scary. Still have this storm leaving Bray. Come check the velocity. So there's still some velocity right here south of Bray. So we're still looking a little bit higher in the storm, but there's probably still a wall cloud with this storm just a few miles south of Highway 29 heading towards Lake Fuquay. So just be careful out here if you live near the Lake Fuquay area. Amy asking if Chattanooga is done. I would give it another hour, Amy. This is like the back edge of everything right here, and it's all pushing this way. So I'd say if we give it another hour or two, we should be good. Okay. So another hour or two, and we should be good in the Chattanooga area. We're really close, but some more of these storms, looks like they've fallen apart over the last few scans. Let me send this back. You can see they've popped up and they've kind of fallen. They have fallen apart. So that's trending in the right direction. Okay. So Lawton right now, heavy rain, gusty winds. Okay. 60-mile-per-hour winds tops for downtown Lawton. Looks like not much in the way of hail. I haven't heard really any hail reports from you guys. Okay. We need some earlier storms, right? Yeah. We'll take them when we can get them. Yeah. All right. Hey, come here. Say good night.
Good night.
You wave.
Good night.
You wave. Look. You wave. You tell everybody good night.
Good night.
You tell everybody good night.
Good night. Daddy?
You say bye.
Daddy.
Buddy.
Mommy had to take away
That's okay. That's okay.
Raven didn't care. Do you want to hold my snake?
I'll hold the snake. Thank you. Hey, I love you.
I love you.
You get some sleep. Okay.
Now can I hold it?
Oh.
It's going in my bed.
You're good. Love you. Nothing like 280 people telling your kids good night, right? So, it's love them so much. So, thanks for humoring me with that, folks. I appreciate you for letting me do that. So, oh yes, Emmanuel Alfaro. Thanks for everything. I'm out here right now. It's pouring, but no hail. Parked at 38th and Cash. All right. I know you're on top of it as well. Mr. Grapevine himself. Thank you for hopping on. I appreciate everything you do, and thank you for keeping me informed as well. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. 38th and Bishop. Just rain, thunder, lightning so far. Stop now. Yep. So, okay. Thank you, guys. We got everybody going to bed. And luckily, now that the storm is kind of not as bad, hopefully things are a little easier for people to kind of rest here. I got Rhonda Hodge asking, is Geronimo going to be okay? Yeah, I was like the same thing. Folks asking about Chattanooga not long ago. If we give it another hour or so, these storms down here around Burke, Electra, and Vernon have really been struggling. So we still need to keep our eyes out here for the next couple of hours. I'll be monitoring this, but it's been struggling. It looks like the new line's going to try and form over here closer to Highway 81 and really push off towards Interstate 35. Okay. So that is our biggest area right now. Debbie Dickinson, 29 and 76. Okay. Where is 29 and 76? Okay. 29, 76. There we go. Okay. So just a few miles east of Lake Fuquay. Okay. Getting thunder and lightning, no rain here yet. It's coming. So right there at and about 8 miles from Lake Fuquay. So, yeah, it's on its way. Okay, you're right in here, and it's heading right towards the lake. And if anything, that rotation area is still there, Debbie. So, I'd be hunkered down just inside and away from the windows and keeping watch. That storm in Choctaw is still going pretty strong too, guys. Not seeing anything on the ground, but it is still a wall cloud that is scraping the ground up there in Oklahoma City, eastern sides. There's still a tornado warning up there. Radar indicated very large hail coming through areas just north of Choctaw and Hera. So if you've got family up there around Luther, Wellston, Chandler, that's where that storm is. All right, don't play, Kyle. Don't bring that stuff in here, okay? Rose Brantley. Cash is getting the beginnings of second wave. Wasn't too terrible. So, yeah, we've got more rain coming through. Yeah, the second batch. Cash has definitely seen the heaviest of this. Rain is leaking under the doors at Goodyear. Wow, it's coming in hard down there. So, yeah, that rain really blowing in. And we got the tail end here. Chayton Humble. Okay, that's going to be coming in a second wave here, probably with the next 15 minutes. It'll be coming through, and we'll see that next little bit. Just keep checking the folks in the city and seeing what they've got going on here. Obviously, their hands have been full with that tornadic storm coming right over downtown. They're watching all these storms try and converge, and this is going to be gross for them. It is trending right up the turnpike. You're going to be heading for Oklahoma City that's already seen some heavy rainfall. So if you've got friends and family up in the Oklahoma City metro area, these clusters of storms are heading their direction. That's going to add more heavy rainfall and the threat of more wind and hail up there in the metro area. So still not done for folks in the Oklahoma City area. Again, we see the storms to the south. They're struggling. They are really struggling, really having a hard time. So everything that's about to cross over the Red River here out of Wichita County into Tillman and Cotton County, really having a hard time. So we'll see some showers, maybe some rumbles, but it is losing some steam, and you will not hear me complain about that. Okay, Samantha Bucktrot. Seen OG&E stop by the state games due to a tornado warning like an hour ago. So not sure if there's any. Not sure if there's any power outages up there. Let me see. Let's see. Power outages, county outages. I am not seeing any at the moment. I'll let my weather alerts turn off this tornado watch for right now. Not seeing any power outages being listed out here right now. Kelly Joe asking about any rotation with these storms heading towards Elgin. Not really. Really hasn't been. There's been some strong winds coming right through the refuge, right over Mears right now. It's looking a little bit higher into the storm. So I don't know if it's actually 70. It's probably every bit of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds coming through here. Anybody around Robinson Landing, Latonka Acres, north side of Latonka, I want to talk to what they're seeing out there right now. Sure would appreciate that. Okay, I got you now. Yes. So yeah, they were out there checking on things. It was right over the top of the new big house, right? It won't be the big house, but the new big house that's up there. So we got some gusty winds, 50 to 60 coming up, coming out of Fort Sill, coming through Medicine Park, Latonka, heading towards Ellsworth, Apache, Elgin. We'll see 60 mile per hour winds that keep coming through there. Amber saying, I'm at Latonka Estates. It's heavy rain, but it's not super bad. Strong winds. Okay. If you're not too worried about the winds yet, I guess that's a good thing. We still have, again, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds that look like they're nearby. Come back. Somebody's asking about the hail for Lawton. That continues to work its way out. If there was any hail, I did not hear any reports of hail from anybody across town, so that was good for right now. Not really any rotation, some gusty winds. Are we getting another round tonight? Manuel, I think once we can get this scooched out of here, we're going to be good. We might be wrapped up a little bit earlier than I was anticipating. I was earlier looking at about 10, 11 o'clock around I-44 to be completely clear. If we give this another hour to get the back edge of this line through, because I've been noticing these storms out here around Vernon, Davidson, Electra, Texas, they continue to weaken. So we're losing some steam here. A lot of the cold air from the storms ahead of it are starting to lose some of that grip or lose some of that energy for storms heading into it. So it's really squashing them. If anybody sees more storms, it's going to be over here towards 81 and Interstate 35. So that's where I expect to see more rain and storms for tonight as this line continues to push off towards the east. I haven't looked at the mesonet to see where we are as far as the dry line goes. Let's see. Dew point. That's humidity. Dew point temperature. So the dew point, so you see that front is hanging around. Okay. So the front right at the Caddo and Washita County line, Caddo and Kiowa County line, Western Comanche County. That's where the dry line is setting up right now. Okay. And then eventually the cold front is going to take over and sweep through in the morning. And then we have to concern ourselves with 40 to 50 mile per hour winds just outside of thunderstorms. Okay. So that's another thing. Cloudy, windy, cooler coming up here tomorrow. Okay. So that's what we're looking for there. Put this back in my loop. Okay. Still watching out here close to Marlow. Let's check the radar feed from up here. So between Bray and Lake Fuquay, the velocity, again, it's picking up some rotation even from that far away. We're kind of stuck in between two radars here, not getting the best view. So still have some broad rotation right in here. Okay. So right around Lake Fuquay, we're still seeing. Irene, if we give it another hour, I think we'll be fine. Everything continues to push towards the east. We got the tail end of the rain down here around Faxon that has yet to push through the western half of Lawton. But everything back here behind it has struggled to really to develop. So I think things might wrap up an hour or two earlier than I anticipated earlier in the day, which again, I'm not going to complain about. I will be thankful to just be able to put a bow on this and go into another week without seeing some showers and storms. So I think we could use a little bit of a break after last weekend and today. Okay. But at least we're picking up some decent rain in some areas that have really struggled to pick up on some rain lately. This won't go down as much at the airport, unfortunately, as an official amount, but still decent amount of rainfall. Yes, Wanda Sue, Lawton is okay. We are okay. Michaela saying that it's starting to rain in Apache. Yep, you'll hear some rumbles here soon. Maybe some smaller hail, but it looks like more in the way of heavier rainfall. It's just now on the northern banks of Ellsworth. So you're about to see it come into the south side of town very shortly. So right in there, right around the bend is about where it's showing up. Right there around the railroad tracks. Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate you guys for hopping in. So still some heavier rainfall. Still have this severe storm coming right over Comanche County. Okay, 2 severe storms, one here for Grady, Garvin, and Stevens, and one for Comanche and Caddo counties. Not really heard much out of any of these. So Debbie Myers, drove Pecan Creek, checked the station. Winds at Deo were upwards of 30 to 40. Rain sideways, visibility was limited, about 100 feet. That is a report if there ever was one. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it as always. Thank you for what you guys do to keep us safe out there too. Okay. Poncho, I am on the east side of Cache right before you hit town, and it's slowing down quite a bit. Yep, we are seeing it starting to wrap up. It is heading more into the impact zone of Fort Sill and eventually up towards Medicine Park. So Medicine Park is going to see some rain for a little while longer. So not even a drop of rain in Comanche. Yeah, Mary, everything stayed pretty much. This is pretty much where it stayed, right in here. So Velma, Comanche, Waurika have missed out, although Waurika is starting to see some rain move in from the south right now. Maybe you'll see some rain here. Let's see what we've got. I haven't looked at this latest batch coming in here. So down around Byers, Petrolia. So this is 79 coming out of Texas. On its current track, to be honest, Barry, it looks like it's going to hit Waurika, maybe Addington, and skirt by towards Comanche Lake. Okay, so it looks like it's going to stay mostly east of town too. I was really hoping we'd see some decent rain. We've got Bellevue, Texas, checking in here. Let's see what we've got. Are we down here? Clay County. I was going for Montague County. Sorry there, Cade. Right now, there is a storm nearby. The northern edge of this storm around Jack County is going to try and fill in here. Okay, so you're probably going to see some more rumbles and heavy rain filling in from the south. But I would think anything severe, this tornadic storm is actually heading towards Bridgeport. Okay, so that's for our folks down here in Texas. Clay County represent. Thank you, Cade, for hopping in here. Appreciate that. Let's see, how's it looking for Lawton and Marlow? So Marlow is seeing stuff leave. Lawton, we're seeing some heavier rain come in on the west side of town. It's just raining on the east side of Lawton, just sprinkling now. Yeah, it's just a little bit of light rain coming through on the east side of town. Not much to see there right now. Again, look at all these storms that developed out here out west. Oh, hey, we got some of the students from Walters hopping in here. Thank you, guys. Glad to see you all hopping in here. Try to get that camera back there on the library. But hopefully you guys are okay after that. That was a pretty gnarly storm. Came through earlier, guys. So thanks for hopping on here. Still seeing again 2 severe storms. Still some decent rain coming through west side of town, Pecan Valley, leaving Cache now. Okay. We still see a little bit more heavy rainfall here. Pecan Village, Deo, okay, Goodyear. We'll see a little bit more heavy rainfall here, but it's starting to lighten up quite a bit over the Lawton area. There'll be another shower that comes in on the south side of town here, but that's going to be the last hurrah before this moves on. You can see the back edge of this line here. It's trying. Everything out here has been struggling. You see this batch of showers out here has really had a hard time. Okay, everything. I think this is the back edge right here. Still trying to work through here. It's that dry line bulge that's sitting right there and continues to develop stuff. But as the main wave has moved through, it's starting to push things more towards the east. Okay, get off the telestrator here. Still looking up there, Oklahoma City area. Ooh, yikes. Radar indicated. Still that hook north of Hera. That is the only game in town in central Oklahoma. And it's still got some broad rotation here. It's still just radar observed. It's crossing Interstate 335 right there, the turnpike there, north of Newalla, Hera, and McLeod. So if you've got family over towards Meeker and Prague, you're going to be seeing that heading your way. But again, nothing indicated on the ground right here. There is some broad rotation in the higher levels of that Bray storm. There's everything towards, here's everything away, but this is all very high up in the storm. Okay, so we're not looking at the very lower levels of this system. So we're not seeing any low level rotation transition to a wall cloud or a tornadic circulation there in northeastern Stevens County. So not anything that's concerning me at the moment. Honestly, surprised. I guess they're going to they might issue a new warning for this one here. Okay. There's still some stronger winds in here. 55. It gets 58 is the severe threshold. So I wouldn't be surprised if they issue this just for wind coming up into Anadarko and Chickasha. So there we go. There's the look there. There might be some smaller hail in here, but I really haven't heard many reports of hail from you folks for this evening. And I guess that's some good news too. There is looks like there's a fire. Okay. I'm seeing some of the folks there in some of the chasers outside of Marlow and Bray. I don't know if anybody can lead any. There is a tanker fire. Okay, that's what I was trying to find. Okay, I don't have the volume on, so a tanker fire near Marlow. Okay, so I'm sure lightning likely sparked that, but yeah, it looks like Tom Pastrano's got that on Channel 9 right now, showing pretty large fire right there. So if anybody's in Marlow or near Marlow, that's what's off on the distance there. Amy, I'm working on it. I have the store. I have the stuff. I let the shop close there for a little bit back at the end of 25, but I'll get back with my friends at Affinity and we'll get things back and going again. We'll get these shirts and these hats going again if you're wanting to support the channel. Again, I appreciate it. It allows me to continue to keep the streams going. It allows me to build out my network a little bit more, add the new graphics that you've seen. So appreciate all the support in any way you're able to lend it. So let's go back a little closer to home here. See the radar. You can see how everything continues to just die down here around Lawton. There's some heavier rainfall. Not really concerned about any severe weather now. Lawton, we're pretty much quiet now. Okay. I say Lawton, Walters, Frederick, Snyder. We're all pretty quiet now. We still have possibility of seeing some storms try to fill in here between Duncan and Waurika. Looks like Waurika will be the one to pick up on some rumbles. So will Ryan. Looks like Ringling is going to try and get on the action here too. It's coming right up 32, heading towards State Highway 89. Okay, so we're coming in on the south side of Ringling, heading towards Wilson and Hilton. So Love and Carter County is starting to see some rain and storms moving in there too. I know the folks in Oklahoma City are watching this carefully to see what it does as it continues to head in their direction. But as far as anything new developing, I'm not really anticipating anything new developing. Everything's on a downward trend here. So that's definitely some good news. I sure would like this little notch here on the storm in Stevens County to go away. That's the one thing. If there's any concern here, there it is. So there is your circulation right here coming near Lake Fuquay. So was it Debbie? Still need you in your safe place out there at Lake Fuquay. 76 and 29. Okay. So still need you folks hunkered down. So that is some circulation that's trying to develop out here far northeastern Stevens County, right along Highway 29. Again, it's getting dark, so it's getting very hard. How's the rotation south of Oklahoma City looking? I didn't think there was much of a rotation south of Oklahoma City. There is nothing southwest of Oklahoma City. The only storm is there northeast of Oklahoma City there, Travis. It's getting heavy again at the station. Winds look to be up again. Yep. So last little hurrah of rain coming through, Debbie, and that's really it. Nothing severe there. Seeing the lightning picking up on that storm outside of Bray. So want to keep a watch on that as that still is kind of in the free air. Nothing has really scrubbed it. So I'd be watching Maysville, Pauls Valley. We need to be watching out there. So I'm on 3040 road off 2976. So 3040 road. Okay, so we're right in here. We're right in here. Okay. Yep. So I'd still be hunkered down there, Debbie. I know you're watching. So it's been really slow to move, but that rotation is still there. Yep. You're in your safe place. Nope. Let's see. News channels aren't saying anything about Paoli. Okay. I need to refresh where Paoli is. Oh gosh, where is Paoli? Ah, there it is. Northern Garvin County. Okay. So up here. So again, it's heading in the direction of Pauls Valley, Maysville, Paoli. Looks like mainly in the direction of Pauls Valley. So Elmore City, just north of there, need to be on watch. Okay. But no tornado warning with that just yet. We still have 60-mile-per-hour winds and ping pong ball size hail that are coming down with this. We're just topping the 2-hour mark on the stream. Thank you, folks, for continuing to hang on here. I know no tornado warnings have popped up for the southwest Oklahoma part of the area, but there were definitely some storms that could have gone that way in a hurry. Early on there in Walters, as we got that first warning, it sure looked like it could spin up really quickly, and thankfully it didn't. Okay, we're still seeing some strong winds. You're going to notice the winds picking up here in Anadarko very shortly. Okay, I know we're getting a little bit higher into the storm, but okay, there is the new warning that is going to be for extreme southeastern Grady, extreme northeastern Stevens, and far western Garvin County. Okay, so still hearing some rumbles here in town. Okay, so this storm is moving extremely slowly. 15 ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. They're not really concerned with a tornado threat as much with this. Okay, so ping pong, and it's moving at 15 miles per hour. So, Debbie, it's not going to leave in a hurry. Okay, it's not going to leave in a hurry. It's going to creep towards 76 here. Let me put a new track on this. We got to cut this down halfway. 15 miles an hour. Okay, there we go. New track on this cell right here. Let's use the cellular tool. There we go. So go back to reflectivity. Let me go back to the one I just originally had. That was a better idea. Okay. So let's draw out this. It's going east at 15 miles per hour. Okay. So Maysville at 9:05. Brooke, I think you're coming in from Paoli, or at least have folks in Paoli. That's coming up at 9:37. And Pauls Valley at 9:43. Okay. Kenzie is asking about Chickasha. Okay. Chickasha, we still have some heavier rain and some wind coming into town from the south. It's right now around Norridge and Nittaka. Anadarko's got storms all around town and continue to work its way in. Brooke, I'll be honest. Again, I've covered everything around Chickasha, Duncan, Waurika, because that was the Lawton station. That's as far as it went. Okay, so I'm still trying to get to know the McLean, the Carter, and the Garvin County areas a little bit more. So It's an area I just extended out to, and I'm actually working on getting a camera up there in Pauls Valley. So thankful to the folks up there at City Hall. They're going to help me with that one. So Brooke will be watching out for uh, Pauls Valley, and we'll turn that camera towards Paoli from time to time. Okay. So making sure we've got a watch over there towards 35. But still watching that circulation area. That one definitely is trying to tick up here. So there again, we're looking now from the Oklahoma City radar, and this still shows some circulation here too. It's, it's there's something there. Is it strong? No. There's still something present there. We just have to keep our eyes on it. So Maysville, Pauls Valley, Paoli, you need to be on guard for this one. The circulation would be very close to Pauls Valley as it continues to work its way that direction. If you're joining from Lawton, again, there is the last little bit of the rain working its way through. If anything, heavier little downpours on Rogers Lane and heading up into Fort Sill. That's it. Showers for Walters, Temple, Duval, Randelette. A little bit of a rumble here heading into Waurika. Nothing severe with that one. There are some heavier downpours coming up into Ringling, Hilton, Wilson. That is not too terribly strong at the moment. Okay. There's a new severe thunderstorm watch that's put out here for northeastern Texas. Okay, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning that does include McLean, Grady, and Caddo counties. Excuse me. So this one, quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Still looking at northeast at 30, 60 and quarters, okay, until 9 o'clock. 60 and quarters moving northeast at 30. Let's come back to the tornado warning for the eastern Oklahoma City. Dalton not looking likely. It looks like this last little bit of shower activity is pretty much it for tonight. Okay. So we should be good. Nancy, I try. Let's hope it's a little bit before that next storm. But thank you for hopping on and supporting the channel. Okay, just share this page. Even if it's after the storms have moved on, share this page with your friends and family. Again, I want them to know that this is a resource here. I know a lot of folks are switching away from television, and this is another option here. We're continuing to grow. We're working with Mike and the Weather Watch Oklahoma folks. We're working with Todd Rasmussen over towards the east over in Ardmore. And we're trying to give folks in Oklahoma a different place to go for their storm coverage. Okay, again, I know what it's like to be on television, and I know what it took, and was chief in this market for several years. I'm sure as many of you know, and just want to give folks that option. Okay, so and you can watch this at your own pace. You can have it on in the background. We're working on other things to get this going, but appreciate the support. At least while we're in this capacity. It looks like Oklahoma City backed out of their coverage since there's no longer a tornado warning up there. So let's do a quick track on this one as it goes northeast. Okay, let's go northeast at 30. We'll put a quick track on this one. I'm still going to watch that storm south of Lindsay. Okay, that one bears watching too. So from here, northeast at 30. So, well, this gets us up into the metro area for anybody that's up there that has anything going on there. Blanchard, 852. Amber, Pocasset, around 840. Minko, 856. Tuttle, 855. Bridge Creek, 853. Any of you have students up at OU, that's coming up around 917. Okay. So here in the next hour, that's going to be heading up towards the Oklahoma City metro area. Della, no problem. Thanks for checking in from the Marlow area. Appreciate you folks over there in Outlaw Country. Thank you very much. Okay, still watching this storm over here. This storm just doesn't want to back down. If you're going to quote some Tom Petty tonight. It won't back down. Okay. So it is trending a little bit more northeast here. Let's back out just a little bit. You can see this has gone a little more. It's not followed 29. It is lifting more, a little more towards Lindsay and Maysville than it is towards Pauls Valley. So I have to adjust this track a little bit. So that's still moving. I'd say it's moving more northeast than east at 15 miles per hour. And it's probably picked up the pace just a little bit. I'm going to drop that down to 20. And I'm going to draw a new track on this. Okay. So right in here. And where's that last edge right here? So that's the heaviest spot. Let's push it off here. Northeast. So this is going to come close to Maysville, Lindsay. Paoli, you may get lucky here, but we still need to watch out. That hook's still hanging on, and it's still in the free air. So it's still got a lot of energy to work with. Lindsay coming up at 8:37. I would say Lindsay's probably closer to 8:45, 8:50. Any other towns in here? Steely, 9:15. Wayne, probably about 9:20. That brings you up into southern McLean County in the direction of Purcell and southern Cleveland County. So still looking in here, that velocity data still showing something going on here. It's really cluttered down here, but we do have some stronger winds coming into Lindsay here in the next little bit. So again, if you're joining from Lawton, Duncan, Cash, Walters, not really seeing anything now. Okay. So we're quieting down. Some pretty strong winds coming through the Anadarko area right there not long ago. Again, these are higher up, but possibility of seeing 50, 60 mile per hour winds. We're working on stuff up there in Anadarko too. Verdon, hold on there with some gusty winds coming into town. So Lindsay is the next one here. This lifts more towards the northeast rather than the east. So this looks like it should stay hometown Darko. Yep. So hang on there. Okay. Still looking at that storm there. It's a little too strong for my liking right now. Little too strong for my liking. I would love to be able to hop away and say that there's no concern here for Lindsay and Maysville, but there is still some circulation. There's still some rotation taking place there. Now, if you're in Bray, you're fine. Duncan, Marlowe, Central High, you're all good there. Rush, you're all good too. It's up here in the northwestern Garvin County now, approaching 76 and 19 is where you need to be watching next. 76 and 19 has that next threat. Okay, there's that line that's really starting to fill in here from around Waurika and points towards the east. So you see Hilton and Wilson really starting to go through here. Just checking my messages real quick. I apologize, folks. A lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire. Oh. Jason, thanks for hopping in. Let's see, Caitlin, I think we're done. We are done. Okay. So Lawton is seeing things wrap up very quickly. You can see how much of this activity now, it's like kind of splitting the wickets. I feel sorry. Was it Mary that was there in Comanche that was looking forward to some rain, and it just split Empire City, Comanche, Velma all together. Now, Loco looks like it'll pick up some rain. Maybe even Velma will pick up some rain. It'll be some rumbles in Comanche, the light show in Comanche, but it looks like it's going to be mainly to the east. Ryan is asking about Lindsay. Okay. Keep hopping back and forth between my radars here. It is coming up into Lindsay, and that little hook echo right here on the back just keeps me on edge because we still have the inflow winds coming here. There's still some rotation right here. Tanya asking about Bray. You guys are good. Okay. Tanya's asking about Bray. We're good. Okay, quiet on the west side. Okay. We picked up about 2/3 of an inch out there. So Pecan Creek, 2/3 of an inch. Tanya, we're good. That storm's leaving, heading more towards Lindsay. Okay. So it's out of the county now. Lightning in downtown. Shouldn't have any more problems. Nope. We're not looking at any problems here, but I'm still that storm there about to head towards 76, heading up towards Lindsay is the one I'm watching for. That would be the next thing to possibly be warned. Okay. So they're going to redraw a new warning here for Lindsay and Maysville and take you up towards Steele and Wayne. That's going to include Purcell and Lexington. I would not be surprised. So somewhere in here, there'll be a new warning box that comes out for this storm. So that's going to bring in Norman, Shawnee, maybe not Norman. No, it'll be more Tecumseh down the line, maybe towards Shawnee if it continues that route. Keep on going back to the velocity. There's still something there. It's just not matching up. Just not matching up. It's getting really corrupted down here. But there is, just based on the structure of the storm, there is some rotation in here. Okay. This is starting to get into some little bit of hilly territory. Okay. So I want to make sure we're still keeping a watch now that it's after dark. Chickasha seeing some heavy rain, but it's Anadarko that's seeing the heaviest rain and the strongest winds. The strongest storm, though, right now is right there around Lindsay. Elgin, still some rain. Waurika seeing some rumbles in town now, working with the folks there in Waurika, downtown Waurika, to try and get things going there too. But nothing severe down here in Jefferson, Love, or Carter counties. Okay, Leon starting to see some rain. Lone Grove starting to see some showers moving in that direction. Okay, let's see if there's any storm chasers out here. And they're all going to be, there's Spotter Network. There's a few folks out there. Okay. Okay, no stations up there. There's a lot of storms going on Indiana and Illinois tonight too. So if you're wanting to watch any of these, they're all going on up there. There are no active tornado warnings now in the state of Oklahoma. So that is some good news. We just have these stronger storms. The two severe storms in our area are right around Chickasha and Anadarko, and then back around towards Lindsay. I try my best, Relia. Thank you very much. So again, I know things are slowing down. Folks are hopping in and hopping out. We're just trying to keep our eyes on this last little bit of rain and storms, working their way through. It's coming up on 8:30. It's 8:30 now. Again, we've passed about 2 hours and 20 minutes of staying top of these storms that came through Walters and Cotton County, down closer to about a little after 6. Okay, so still looking at these storms coming up here into Garvin, and McLean counties. Just loop this back, and you can see little tail end appendage has been pretty persistent this whole time. And we've seen the lightning picking up here too. So I know Ryan was asking about Lindsay here, Maysville. Those are the two I'd be keeping a watch on this. They should be issuing a new warning for this soon. But it is still ping pong ball size hail there. There's a new warning for the south side of the Oklahoma City metro. They're cutting down on the hail, but still keeping the 60-mile-per-hour winds. So going to be some gusty winds coming up into the metro with that storm system. There's the back edge of the rain working its way through eastern side of Comanche County. And most of the storms now are east. Going to be east of Highway 81. Okay. East of Highway 81. So if you are west of Highway 81, you're good. Jennifer, we good in Geronimo for the night, ready for these kids to get to bed. You saw mine come in about 30 minutes ago. Yes, we're good. I think we're wrapping things up probably about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours earlier than I anticipated, which is not a bad thing. So I know, Jennifer, yes, you are good. We're seeing the last little bit here, mainly some showers. You will see some wet stuff fall from time to time over the next half hour, but that's really about it. So we've got, if you are west of Highway 81, except for Chickasha, everybody else is good. So Anadarko is seeing the storm leaving. Anadarko is going to be clearing here in the next little bit. Chickasha is still seeing the heavy rain and storms around town, but it's mainly west and northwest of town, right on Highway 9. Verdon is actually catching the worst of this storm right now. Oh, gosh. Folks are testing my Oklahoma geography. Where is Purdy? Oh, my gosh. Where is Purdy? You think I'd know that? Not Brock Purdy. No. Where's Purdy, Oklahoma? It's in Garvin County. Okay. Well, where is Purdy? Oh, man. That's not good. Where is it? South of Lindsay. Okay. There we go. We got folks. There it is. It's that little circulation area is just north of there. Okay. Purdy is just north of me on 76. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for filling me in. Like I told you, I had Grady and I had Stevens County locked down with Channel 7, but getting over to the I-35 area, I'm having to learn this geography a little bit. So thank you for getting me squared away. So I know 76 now, and I know Lindsay and I know Purdy. I got that. Thank you, folks. Appreciate your help. That circulation area is right in here. So that's still here, still nearby to Purdy. I've just not seen anything happen with this. Keeps trying to show something nearby. So we're still seeing this broad rotation right in here. It's weak rotation, it's broad rotation, but it's still there. We got Amy asking for Wayne and Purcell. So this storm here is heading in that direction. Okay. It's moving very slowly right now. I think it's picked up. It's still not picking up the speed. I think it's moving a little closer to 20 miles per hour. Okay. So let's put this in the direction of Wayne and Purcell. So Wayne is right here. Are you where at? Because that seems like a pretty good distance here. Are you closer to Wayne or are you closer to Purcell, Amy? Let's see here. Let me try and draw this. because you won't get these kind of opportunities to just straight up ask questions about your town when you've got these storms coming through. Those other stations won't have the time to do that. Okay. So push this off in that direction. I'll be able to get both Purcell and Wayne in here, Amy. So if that helps, right in the middle, 74 and 59. Okay. That helps. 74.59. So you're right there, Steely Way. Okay. So Story 851, Payne at 850, Steely at 905, Wayne at 917, Purcell and Lexington coming up at around 925. Brittany, I assume Duncan will be in the clear like Lawton. Yes. Yes. You're just seeing some showers making their way through. There's not any rumbles with that. Okay. Missy Ann asking about Maysville. There's some rumbles nearby. Is it catching town? Not it's not really catching town there. It looks like this is going to stay like just split off, just staying mainly off towards the west. Like you're going to get some laps of rain and hear some rumbles there, Missy, but this is going to stay just to your west. Okay. Ryan's driving back through Dibble. Got Tracy asking for east of Lexington. So this is going to be heading towards Lexington. So Spring Hill, about 936. Does that sound about right, Tracy? So 936 for this storm. There's going to be some heavier rain, but the heaviest of this storm, Tracy, would be there about 936. Okay. I would think we'd start seeing a new warning coming out for this, but we haven't yet. Okay, down here towards the south, we still see heavier rain trying to move into Lone Grove. It's having a hard time doing so. A lot of lightning here to the east of Ulrica. A lot of lightning there. Okay. That's coming up towards Loco. Velma will see some rain. Man, we just missed out on Comanche there. I was hoping you'd see a little bit of rain. You'll see a little bit of showers coming out of Temple, but it won't be the rain that you were hoping for. Okay. Let's delete that. All right. Back up here. No tornado warnings in the state. But these heavier downpours coming right back into Oklahoma City. Let's see. Daenerys said, and I probably butchered your name, Daenerys. Just had thunder right outside my window that shook the house a bit here in Lindsay. I'm sure that made you jump quite a bit there. So yeah, that storm is still right over town. There's probably some hail that's coming in right on the south side of town as well. If Daenerys or anybody else that's there in Lindsay has any hail reports, I'd like to hear that too. Again, make sure you're safe while doing so. We want to make sure nobody's getting hurt. Not worth it for that, just to get quarter size hail. But we should see a new warning come out for this shortly. Again, Maysville looks like it's going to stay just off to your west. All right. Cheyenne says dime size hail in Lindsay. All right. Perfect. So we're not quite to severe threshold yet, but still, I mean, that'll plunk your car a little bit, right? This is going to be drifting off towards Payne and staying west of Story, heading towards roughly west of Steely. It's going to be heading directly towards Purcell. Taylor had some small hail briefly in Aaron Springs. That came right over you. It looked like it pulsed up and went right over Aaron Springs. And Crystal, a lot of thunder and lightning in Purdy. Yep, that storm is just to your north there, up in the northern part of the county. So this is heading right up 76 through Lindsay, about to cross over 19. So you are good there, Crystal, down there and Purdy. I'm learning all these new towns. Yeah, I haven't been able to talk about Aaron Springs and Purdy and Lindsay and Maysville and Steely and Wayne. So I'm learning these folks. So yes, thanks for hopping on here, being a part of the stream. Make sure you like the channel, either on YouTube or on Facebook under Meteorologist Austin Bowling. You can find me there. Trying to do updates the best we can during severe weather, give folks an option away from television. Try not to panic folks a lot. Okay. Panic folks at all. Okay. I just try to talk in an even keel manner, let you know where things are, what it's doing, where it's heading. And we're working on trying to expand our network, working with other folks in the state to try and provide some good, calm, no hype, comprehensive coverage of severe weather across the state. Okay. So coming up on 2.5 hours of coverage here. So we didn't have much to talk about last week, but man, we did hair tonight with quite a bit of storms. So still dealing with that hail coming through Lindsay, right over 19 and 59B coming over the Washita River. About to cross over into McLean County. So we should see a new warning come out for this. I keep waiting for them to put out a new warning for this for McLean County. Get it up into Purcell. Chickasha still seeing some heavy rain. Nittakaw still seeing some heavier rain there as well. Cheyenne says still no hail, just rain. Well, that's good. We'll take that. We'll take that. I think a lot of these storms, we're starting to lose some energy now. A lot of lightning down here. Carter County, eastern Jefferson County, but nothing severe there. Just some noisier summertime thunderstorms working their way through down between 81 and 35 in the southern part of the state. Severe weather knocking on the doorstep of the northwestern part of DFW. So that's going to be a pretty rough go on 287 for anybody trying to travel between Fort Worth and Wichita Falls. So that's going to be a rough drive there. We'll see those storms coming up into Gainesville, Sherman Denison here very shortly too. Show stations. We got over one over here in Sherman Denison. Okay, probably won't see much there at Lake Texoma. You might see some a light show up here in the top part of the screen, but not noticing much there right now off in the distance. Okay. Any rotation? Are we still showing some rotation here? Okay. That rotation not nearly as strong or significant right now. So even that circulation area is starting to get absorbed or fade away. So that's definitely some good news that we can enjoy and take away from this. Yeah, we're on the tail end of the severe weather here. Now there might be some storms that come through with some gusty winds and heavy rainfall. All of this is going to be over towards Interstate 35. Just some garden variety thunderstorms right now. There is no severe thunderstorm watch for the southern part of the state. And I took off the tornado watch. Let's see what they've trimmed back of it. And it looks like, well, don't see it on there right now. It's just trying to refresh itself. Not a problem, Colleen. I try. I tried to do that my best on TV to try and keep just an even tone. There's no reason to get worked up over it. Let me say the oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness stuff in my head and not spit that out to you. Because if I'm worried, obviously you're gonna be worried. So I want to make sure I'm staying calm during these times. Oh no, another one I don't know. Oh gosh. Abigail, Wallville. Oh man, where is Wallville? Where is Wallville? E. All right, I-35 folks, I'm going to need your help on this one. Lindsay area again. Just when in doubt, look back at Lindsay, right? West of Maysville. Okay, there it is. Okay, it's lifting out. Okay. This has been fun. Let's learn all about our Garvin County towns tonight. Okay. Sorry, folks. You probably think I have no clue what I'm talking about. Thank you for keeping me straight. So this is lifted up more towards Neal. Yep, there it goes. It's starting to lift more north of Highway 19. Okay, Abigail. So that's definitely some good news. Right now, it's towards Story and Payne, heading up towards Steely. And now we're starting to see Purcell pick up on a bit more of that rainfall now. Are we out of severe thunderstorm warnings? Or are we just having a hard time uploading this? It's barely a town. Well, I'm glad people still know where it is. So let me see my radar and see if there's any more warnings here. More like an area with a name. We got a lot of those in Oklahoma, don't we? Just a lot of stop signs and just post offices, right? I am not seeing. Well, I got to turn these on one more time and just all these warnings have just popped off on my screen and I have no clue if they're here. Check the weather service real quick and see what they have. I'm not going to complain if the warnings are gone. We can put a bow on this and we can be done. Looks like the only thing that's left is a severe weather statement. So a stronger storm there coming up on Purcell. But it's the storm that's leaving Chickasha that still has a little bit of severe weather attached to it. Okay, see real quick what this one's got. 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's all it's really being warned for now, not even hail. So that pretty much tells you where we're going with these storms. So we're seeing the watches being trimmed back. And we're going to see more of heavy rain and some gusty winds coming through here. Ashley asking about Wichita Falls, good old Falls Town. We're done tonight, Ashley. So nothing else for Wichita Falls, but it will get windy first thing in the morning. And I think for everybody, the big deal tomorrow, north winds gusting 40 plus, especially west of Interstate 44 out here in western Oklahoma. 35 area, you're still looking at winds at probably 25, 30, 35. But 40 to 50 mile per hour winds out here in western Oklahoma heading into tomorrow. So clouds, wind early, and then it clears out, but is going to stay windy through much of the day tomorrow. Okay. So that is what we're transitioning to. Well, I'm not seeing any. Well, I see that one warning for north of Chickasha, but I'm not seeing anything else that's really prompting anything new right now. Okay. So I will still be here in the background. I'm still going to update some stuff in the area, on my social media pages and all that. Share this with your folks, with your family. If there's anything new, any new warnings, any more concerns, I will hop back on here and make sure to keep you updated. But I'm not seeing anything that's really leading me to believe that there's going to be any. Actually, there is a little bit of stronger winds right here. Okay. So that's heading up around Payne Way. So there's some stronger winds coming towards the air, towards the radar at the moment. So this is going to be coming in on the west side of Purcell. So this is heading up towards Woody Chapel, Steely, Oklahoma Highway 24 and 39. So there's going to be some strong winds coming through Payne right now. That's upwards of 60-mile-per-hour winds coming right through there. This is not Lindsay. This is not Maysville. This is not Wayne. This is right over Payne. Okay. This is where we're seeing that strongest wind at the moment. You can see that little appendage back there. Power flickered in that area just now. Yep. So that gusty storm is definitely coming in there and making itself known. That's a little bit of a downburst winds, stronger winds. So 60-mile-per-hour winds coming through Payne this time. Chickasha looks like it's drying out. Minko, Tuttle, Blanchard, Bridge Creek, Noble, Purcell, all seeing heavy rain and storms, and it's all converging on Oklahoma City. So the rest of the metro is going to get more rain and storms, although those continue to come down in severity this time. Trying to get my warnings to come back, but they're not popping back up on my screen. Yep, the only warnings I see right now are heading up into Norman, Tuttle, and Bridge Creek. I don't see a warning for the storm heading towards Purcell. That would be the one that I would see right over Payne heading towards Purcell. Yep, there's your stronger winds heading up towards Purcell. Okay, I'm starting to get some warnings coming back. Well, that's my tornado watch right there for Grady County coming back. Yeah, still some gustier winds. We're getting a little closer to that radar now up here around Twin Lakes. So it's starting to read a little bit lower into the storm, but even Goldsby and Norman had been seeing some stronger winds coming over the OU campus. So 60-mile-per-hour winds coming through campus as well. If you've got any students up there, pretty strong winds heading through the Norman area too. That's the power outages. Okay. So that says it's got about 1,000 people that are without power in Grady County. About 1,000 people without power in Grady County. All right. That feature's still holding on there. Yep. Still holding on at the moment. But everywhere else, if you're west of Highway 81, you are in the clear. Okay. We're seeing some stronger winds being picked up aloft out of these storms passing through Lone Grove. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily coming down to the ground, but there's definitely some stronger winds here some very broad, weak rotation. You'll get these out of these storms. But nothing is sending up red flags at the moment. Structure wise, not anything at the moment either. Lone Grove seeing that heavy rain and storm, still on the outskirts of Ardmore, still well to the west of Marietta. All this stuff is like going straight northeast. So Wilson is seeing some heavy rain and storms. This storm out of Montague County, Nakona, going to be coming up into the Grady area. I believe that's Grady. No, Petersburg, Courtney, Rubottom, Leon. They're in Love County. Yep, Lawton is quiet right now, and we will take it. There's some more rain that's trying to fill in towards Wichita Falls, but the main activity is up here trying to fill in the line down around Dallas-Fort Worth is the main line. Okay, so we did get a new warning for the Purcell area. So 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So they're still warning for winds here and not so much the hail. So that's, again, for folks around Wayne and Purcell, northeast at 30. And again, it's starting to come down a little bit too. So it's coming down quite a bit. So not much the hail, still some breezy winds. And still those gustier thunderstorms down south along Interstate 35. And if that's all that the warnings are going to be for right now, I'm going to hop away. Okay? I will still be here in the background keeping my eyes on things. Tiffany's asking about the Aaron Springs area. At least I know now where Aaron Springs is, and it is fine. There'll be some spotty downpours that come through over the next half hour, Tiffany, and that's about it. We are done with anything strong for tonight. Okay, so rest easy out there. But still watching some gustier thunderstorms coming up on the 35 corridor. I'll keep my eyes on that, but nothing that bears super close attention right now. I'll be watching the radar as I continue to update things, but no real big severe thunderstorm warnings except for Purcell gusting to 60 penny-size hail. So the hail's coming down. The wind is on the lower side. We're not seeing any of those stronger winds really coming through at the moment. So we'll be watching this in the background. Is Maysville good for the night? Yes, we are good with Maysville for tonight. We are good in Maysville. There's going to be some rumbles that come up here from the Velma Foster area. So there will be some more rumbles here, Zach, but should not be anything terribly strong. Anything stronger is going to stay off towards your north and to your east for tonight. Okay. So I will keep a watch on things in the background. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. I know I'm thankful that we're ending this a little bit earlier, so hopefully you get a couple more hours of sleep than you were anticipating. But just a hint for tomorrow, jackets, temperatures down in the 60s tomorrow, gusty north winds, depending on where you are. If you're out east, closer to 35. Out west, it's going to be closer to 40 to 50 miles per hour. Okay, gusty winds tomorrow. Say a prayer for our firefighters. Hopefully we don't have to deal with any wildfire concerns heading through the day tomorrow. But hopefully everybody has a wonderful night. I will still be here in the house keeping watch, but we're updating things with the forecast. Share this with your friends and family. Let them know this is a resource going through the rest of the spring, okay? Appreciate you folks. Take care. And for those of you that helped me out over towards I-35 with all the Garvin County towns, thank you very much. Y'all take care. Have a good night.